when Donald Trump said that they're coming over here and they're taking our black jobs and our Hispanic jobs, this is exactly what he meant right here. Council meeting abruptly shut down in Alabama after residents demand transparency over influx of illegals.
Do we know where the individuals we're discussing are coming from? Where their point of origin is? Because you're treating them like lawful U.S. citizens, which they are not.
Okay, so I'm going to cut it off because we've had 3 people to come up. I'm going to cut it off because we have no reason. Again, we have no reason to launch an investigation or to treat people differently because of how they look. There's no reason for it.
Who said that?
Well, that's just what I'm saying. I just said that. Tiffany just said that.
Okay,
so
I didn't say that.
But I said it. But there's no reason for us to discuss this any further.
These individuals came from Haiti.
Are valid concerns that we need to
How are valid concerns, Laura? People come here all the time. We
These
visit
people came
Birmingham.
from
We
Haiti.
visit other.
Haiti is a failed state.
We
Their
visit
president was
everywhere.
assassinated in 2021. There is no way the State Department can vet these
We're
individuals.
done, and I'm gonna ask this.
Please let him talk.
You had
shut up
I was
and let
very
people
specific.
talk.
Okay, I'm gonna ask all of you to leave because this meeting is over. If having no other further business, I need a motion to adjourn. All right, second.
Second.
All in
Good to
favor?
know.
They're sitting up there lying.
Good to know. I don't want to hear the truth.
This is our city, not hers.
This is our.
Can you just say that we can't speak, that we have no word? I'm from Southern California.
What would you like us to do?
To cut off public debate in the middle of a meeting is a violation of law, by the way.
What they're gonna do is they're gonna spend our tax money. That's the money they're gonna be spending. They speak French. Our teachers are gonna be able to educate the children in French. So we're gonna have to hire teachers. All male teachers.
So it took me a second to really digest that because I'm sitting back and I'm going, wait. So he's asking a legitimate question about why illegal migrants are being shipped to his area, and somehow he's being taught a lesson about like racism. How does that work? You know, and then tried to insinuate that that's what he was insinuating somehow, and then tries to defend it. No, it was just too, honestly, it's too much. It's too much. Colin Rook said, quote, "We're worried about our safety from illegals coming to our country," end quote. The woman, quote, "We are not going to treat people differently because of how they look." That gaslighting is incredibly insane. Are you kidding me, man? What kind of, man, somebody said replace her immediately. She needs to be investigated along with other council members who voted to adjourn the meeting. There's incentives for them to bring those illegals there. And that's what I'm assuming. It's like, okay, y'all have no problem with them being there. They're not taking your black job, quote unquote. You know, what is the incentive? What are you getting paid? And also, the price that you're getting paid just ain't enough because you're depriving all of your people. Not just black people, all of your neighborhood. You know what I'm saying? Somebody says, this is the BS the left will pull. They will either scream you are a racist or shut down a dialogue. They cannot handle defending their policies and exposing themselves to dissent. Don't fall for it and vote them out, man. Look, I'm trying to tell y'all, this right here is absolutely heartbreaking. This definitely took me back for a second. This is a moment in Springfield, Ohio, where residents tell the mayor that she can't take it anymore as Haitian migrants squat under her lawn, litter in her yard, and harass her elderly husband daily. The mayor of Springfield does not want to see these people. Let's check it out.
Noel? Thank you.
I live at 426 Northwestern Avenue. Miss Skinner, who I'm not trying to put on the spot, is my neighbor.
Just talk to me, ma'am. Thank you
Okay.
so much.
And I'm done with what I'm seeing. It is so unsafe in my neighborhood anymore. I have the homeless that were trying to camp out, and I have made concessions with them, and I try to help them the best I can to keep them from trying to squat on my property. But it is so unsafe. I have men that cannot speak English in my front yard screaming at me throwing mattresses in my front yard, throwing trash in my front yard. And I can't. Look at me, I weigh 95 pounds. I couldn't defend myself if I had to. My husband is elderly, and last night, after living in this home for 45 years, he said, Noelle, guess what? It's time to pack up and move. He said, we can't do this anymore. He said, it's killing both of us mentally. I don't understand what you expect of us as citizens. I mean, I understand they're here under temporary protected status, and you're protecting them, and I understand that our city services are overwhelmed and understaffed. But who's protecting us? If we're protecting them, who's protecting me? I want out of this town. I am sorry. Please give me a reason to stay. Thank you.
Thank you.
Why, when I show, my friends this type of stuff, it's to the point where, unfortunately, it's like some of them are numb to it. They go, well, keep voting Democrat. Obviously, they feel for the woman. It's not like they're just inhumane. They feel for this woman and share empathetic sentiment towards what she's going through, and also appreciative of her willingness to try to smooth everything over and try to get everybody working in harmony, trying to control the chaos. But unfortunately, this is what's going to be the result every time we continue to vote Democrat. Somebody said Kamala's America. This is what they want for every town, city, and suburb of the country. If we were protecting them, then who's protecting us? That was one of the saddest lines that I heard, that she said, I'm gonna repeat it again, quote, if we're protecting them, then who's protecting us, end quote. That right there is just sad to hear in itself, man. They also said Democrats flood our country and don't care who it hurts. That's definitely true. Now, 20,000 Haitian migrants in Springfield, Ohio, a time with the population last census of almost 60,000. Really? Wow. Okay, we're going to dive into this. Hold on. Give me a second. So it says Springfield is a small town in Ohio. 4 years ago, they had 60K residents. Under Harris and Biden, 20,000 Haitian immigrants were shipped to the town. Now, ducks and pets are disappearing. What is this? This is look like some sort of obviously put out a warning to all about our beloved pets and those around us. My neighbor informed me that her daughter's friend had lost her cat. She checked pages, kennels, and asked around, etc. One day she came home from work. As soon as she stepped out of her car, she looked towards a neighbor's house where Haitians live and saw her cat hanging from a branch like you do a deer for butchering, and they were carving it up to eat. I've been told they are doing this to dogs. They have been doing it at Snyder Park with the ducks and geese, as I told the last bit by rangers and police. As I was told that last bit by rangers and police. Please keep a close eye on those animals. Wow. Somebody says African American. African's gonna African no matter what you call them. Haitian, Caribbean. Wow. Okay, whatever. They're eating cats. Let's continue. That's awful. Heartbreaking that families are being subjected to this. Infuriating that our government has facilitated it. They don't seem to care or plan on doing anything to stop it. Now, we know that it's election season, so these ads are going to be placed quite often in places that you're going to see quite often. So I'm pretty sure that I placed this ad in a video yesterday, but it just makes too much sense and it provides too much context into what Kamala's America looks like. And it's directly related to this.
It is our undocumented immigrants that are the least likely to commit a crime.
Police report as many as 75% of the people they've arrested in Midtown Manhattan for assault, robbery, and domestic violence are illegal migrants.
Police have tracked down a killer whose crimes span the country. Rachel Marin was dragged from a hiking trail in Maryland where she was raped and murdered.
Police say Brandon Ortiz Vite used a handgun he bought illegally to shoot Ruby Garcia multiple times on Friday.
The prime suspect charged in Laken Riley's murder was 26-year-old Jose Antonio Ibarra. He illegally entered the United States back in 2022.
A Texas grand jury indicted Rafael Govea Romero. He's accused of attacking 16-year-old Lisbeth Medina by repeatedly hitting her head and stabbing her.
So let's get our notions together about what we're talking about.
This is just crazy, man. Not only that, you got gangs taking over apartment buildings. It says this gang has taken over this apartment building for 1 year. Imagine that. These four tenants have lived under Comrade Harris' terror for a full year. No one in the U.S. agency did anything to stop it. Oh man, this was a Denver law firm tasked with investigating claims of a gang takeover in Aurora. I don't even know how you said it. Aurora apartment complex reported that the Venezuelan tradie gang began exerting control over the Whispering Pines apartments in late 2023. Wow, man, it's quite simple. This election is very straightforward. You vote for Kamala and America collapses. You vote for Trump and it's prosperous. Those are the two options we have, y'all. Very straightforward.